Hi Assassins, welcome back to the channel. We're going to continue our series with Rob from Animus.mobi and we're going to go through the B tier. So obviously if you've missed the previous episodes, I will put a link in the description down below to take you to the video, and obviously I will put Rob's website down at the bottom. It's a great website for anybody new to the game or anyone who just wants to know what heroes are going to be in the next Helix Rift event, things like that. It's a very clean site with calculators and everything that will just show you the best way to improve your Helix Rift score. So we're going to continue on B. So welcome back, Rob. Thank you ever so much.
Thanks for having me back.
That's all right. He hasn't left. He's just doing this in sections. Otherwise, this would be a long ass video. So, but for A and B, A and S, sorry, I will be in a different top because we'll do that another day. So, right, let's continue through the list. So, F, sorry, you've got Flora first of all.
Yep.
I put her in C. I've used her in the Helix Rift event recently. I can understand why you've put her in B. The bleed ability is very nice, even though the initial hit doesn't do much. She can, it can add up. Like the crit bleeds just can absolutely melt someone at times. Obviously, she's got the ability where she throws sand in the face of enemies, reducing their attack and weapon speed. And her agility is fairly decent, but she's a little bit squishy. But then she is only a shadow hero and not really probably designed to take that many hits.
Yeah, not especially great in combat. I like the combo. I like the combo of hitting them with the blinding strike followed by the crippling strike. And like you say, you're going to watch over a few ticks a lot of health come off the enemy. Stealth is nice. She's great in the HQ, so yeah.
I have her and Lupo in my treasury. I think that's the best combo. I've not found a better combo than that to do me 6,500 what's it called, coins in literally 21 minutes, I think it is. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, I can understand why you've put her in the B. For me, if I was to probably re-tier this, now I've got a level 50 up to a little bit, I can see why you put her in there. Bartholomew, I put him in D. I know Sir Alex absolutely loves Bartholomew, absolutely loves him because obviously he's got that attachment. The same with me as Georgius. There are times when he can absolutely wreck someone. Like you can hit somebody with the brutal strike and absolutely decimate them. But then there's other times when he's just a noodle, and I think that's why I put him down in the D section. I've just not had the best experience with Bartholomew.
Yeah, I kind of put Bart with maybe like the Lucas and the Corvo types where they hit really hard and you can take care of a whole bunch of enemies with one shot, which is really nice. He's got a couple of combat abilities making him quite nice. He's got the self heal as well. I just think he's a good fighter. He's not great. He's not bad. That's how he landed right in the middle, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose once I get him probably level 50 with his weapons and give him another run out, I probably could be swayed. It's just through experience of late, I've just not enjoyed him one bit. Alvaro, did I put him in? No, I think I might have put him in A. I did put him in A. I like this hero. Again, probably something with a little bit of a like sentimental attachment to, because him and Alexis were the first two people I cleared story 28 with. He can hit like a truck. He is very squishy, but I still think his health pool is better than somebody else who you've actually put in the B tier. But it does like a lot of extra training needs to be invested in this hero. So I can understand why you've put him in the B. I just think my Alvaro's been extra trained out of his eyeballs. So to me, he's probably a little bit better than he should be.
Yeah, I think Alvaro is great for his 15 ticks. I think once you put his buff on and you go to work, he's so good. Cleave time, just chomp through so many enemies. It's just when his buff isn't active, he just becomes fairly ordinary for me. But yeah, very good. Like if you've got 3 or 4 rooms you want to get through, he's one of your sync heroes in an event or something. He's very good. I just don't think you're going to be using him from top to tail in any mission.
Yeah, I think if they were to obviously probably do something with his bleed, kind of make that more of a guaranteed bleed rather than I think it's only a 25% chance of getting it off.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would probably make him a little bit more viable. I do like the cleave attack because that reduces their defences by 50% as well, doesn't it? If it doesn't kill him outright, I
Yeah,
believe.
it's real good.
It is good and it does a lot of damage. But yeah, I can understand why you put him in B. I just think my Alvaro is probably A because, as I said, I extra trained him out of his eyeballs. Malik, I love Malik. For me, he's been the best hero added in at the new ones, I think, for a very, very long time. I loved him. When he was bugged, he was even better because the knee combo was just insane. You could get that off in every fight and they'd barely hit you. And yeah, I mean, once he gets a T5 weapon, he could be a beast. It used to annoy me. People were like, he's not going to replace Gaspar. And for me, he's not there to replace Gaspar.
No.
He's an assassin and a healer. If you need a healer and an assassin for a mission, you take him in because his lethality was fairly decent. His attack was fairly decent. He can heal himself. And with that knee combo, it was amazing. I think it's bugged because when I first tested him out, I'm sure you used to get 2 charges of it. It's down to 1 now. I don't know whether that's a bug, but yeah, him unbugged was absolutely broken. Yeah. But I think B is a very solid place for this hero. Very good addition to the game.
Yeah, really good. Like you say, no T5 weapon, yet still. I mean, free running, assassinating, and healing, all super useful. You look at his stats, he's got like the best dodge in the game, crit chance, crit bonus, great, lethality, great, agility, great. There's so much to like about him. Like I said, if he gets a T5 weapon, he's probably going up to A.
Yeah, 100%. I do wish that the knee combo wasn't charged. I think that's one thing that's annoying me a lot in the game at the minute, that everything that they put in seems to have a charge on it. That's irritating me at the minute. I can understand it is a slightly broken ability, but just give him a couple more charges. Like, they're just so stingy with some of their charges, and I think giving him that would just, absolutely, make him well A tier, 100%. Next is Kenzie. I love this hero. I absolutely love this hero. I have put her in B only because she doesn't have a standard T5 weapon. I've managed to craft, you know how to pronounce this, I don't, the Greek the Greek tier, the Greek spear. I can actually equip that. I've not got that bug. And she's immense. The dodge, the Fury stabs is probably the most satisfying ability to fire off in the game, in my opinion.
Oh, it's so much fun when your enemy can't hit you and you can hit them 3 times at once.
Yeah, and it recharges so quickly. So I think given a proper T5 weapon, she could easily make A tier, easily.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, very good Helix Rift hero, like to go for, and yeah, I absolutely love her. I really do. You can just literally just not get hit for so long. It's amazing, and that's without any extra training as well.
Yeah.
Right, Blackbeard. He's okay. The barrage for me is absolutely shocking. I don't know whether it was meant to be fixed in the last patch, but it doesn't look like it is because I tested it again and I increased his attack with Alvaro and Domingo, and it still did nothing.
It's super disappointing.
Yeah, he's all right in combat. He can handle himself pretty well. The fact he can give initiative for the whole room is okay. But then again, for me, this is a support hero that's outclassed by just people who aren't in the support class. Yet again, like as you mentioned earlier on with Alvaro, the same with Domingo. You can activate his ability that gives not only the whole party initiative for 25 ticks, attack and defense, as Blackbeard can only do it for 1 room, and that's what I find annoying with the support class.
Yeah, Blackbeard's a bit of a weird one. He's got a whole bunch of skills, so he can do loads of things, but nothing very well. Yeah, a wide and varied toolkit, but I don't know what the main reason is you're bringing him into a mission, really.
Yeah, I mean, even the barrage isn't worth it. And I
No.
was really looking forward to doing that in the last room. And I was hoping that it was going to take them down to at least 50% health. That would be absolutely amazing. But it didn't, and it still doesn't look like it's fixed.
Yeah, it barely tickles them.
Yeah, it is. It's just such a stupid ability, and you can't even hit Tordem. Is it? I don't know how to pronounce his name. Tordemader. I'm just calling it that. That's how I say it. You can't even hit him in the last room because he's not in that phase where he's in his position. He's standing on the totem or whatever it is, and you can't physically hit him with the barrage anyway. So yeah, that kind of irritated me a little bit as well. Louisa, love her, absolutely love her. Just yeah, an amazing free runner for a rare hero, easily farmable, extremely good weapon speed, can lockpick and just get around the map extremely well. Slows enemies down left, right, and centre. Just a great rare hero and just a great member to have on your roster.
Yeah, any new players, grab Louisa ASAP. She's available pretty early on. Farm the heck out of her, get her to 5-star, and she will get you through first 4 regions and probably a chunk into region 5. Just yeah, really nice toolkit. She's going to get you through a bunch of rooms. Very good.
Yeah, definitely a hero I think he's slept on. I think that's one thing because I did do a video saying like just don't panic about legendaries because there's so many good rare heroes in this game that you can get the majority of the content cleared with rare heroes.
Yeah, for sure.
Lucas, I'm doing a video on him next. I've ranked him in B. Someone wanted a video on him. For me, if you want a guaranteed win condition for Story 28, he is the go-to hero. Easily farmable, and with his execute ability, with a little bit of extra training, if you can get to Tornado, then the execute ability just finishes him off. And I think it's an easy win con for people to get. He hits reasonably hard. And yeah, I think that's why I ranked him in the B.
Yeah, really good. Another axe-wielding DPS, so you're going to hit really hard. You don't want to take too many hits because he's not going to last forever. But like you say, last room, Story 28, perfect example. If you've got 3 or 4 enemies to get through, execute's fantastic when you need it the most. Yeah, really good. Not a lot of complaints, really.
No, he's fairly easily farmable. I think you can get him towards the end of Region 4 as well. So
yeah, plus Ruby gear, which is easy to get your hands on Ruby normally.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to let you say this next hero and then I'll carry on because I've already forgot how you said it.
Girolamo.
Right, Girolamo. For me, the second best win condition, I think, for Story 28. I got through Story 28 with him without any extra training, thanks to his Reaper's Call ability. If you can get to Tornado with some health, you hit like a truck, and his bleed ability is amazing, but he's just so squishy and so slow attacking. I think they're the 2 things that let him down. His weapon speed is extremely slow, and he just can't take a hit.
Yeah, squishy Lamo. Yeah, hits so hard. Like, he's got 3 attack abilities, which are all fantastic. I don't know if there's ever going to be a situation where you can use all 3 in one room. Because, yeah, like you say, the weapon speed is so slow, and like by the time you've got off all 3 attacks, you've probably been hit so much that you're in trouble.
Yeah, that's the thing. His bleed is amazing, but you don't want to use that on a single target because the initial damage from the bleed isn't good enough. And by the time that bleed ticks down, you've taken too many hits. He's got the ability, I think, that reduces the speed of a hero, I think it is. I think that's... I can't remember what that ability is called, but on one of his attacks he either reduces their defense by 50% or their speed by 50%, which sometimes helps him get a little bit of an in. But he's very squishy and just but hits like a truck. He's probably the ultimate glass cannon if there ever was one.
Yeah, I was really disappointed when I was coming up through the game and I had Beatrice and I loved Beatrice and I thought Girolamo was going to be the legendary Beatrice and just wasn't at all.
Yeah, no, it is a bit of a shame, and obviously we both put him in that tier because of exactly the same reason. Horatio, you've put in B. I've put in A. No, sorry, Mario. Sorry, I forgot Mario. I put him in B. He seems to be someone that a lot a lot of people seem to have a soft spot for Mario. I've not played him immensely, but he's more his abilities, I think, that people are more interested in than his actual combat.
Yeah, he's basically one of the best support heroes in the game. Obviously, not actually a specialist, but
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people run like because of obviously the increased crit and stuff like that. When you've got heroes that obviously, especially that heal off of a crit as well, is very well paired with them because they're forever gaining health back and obviously getting initiative as well, so they're not getting hit. So it's a very nice way of saying, kind of starting the fight and then getting on with it. So yeah, he's not a hero I've used too much, but I do know a lot of people love him for the pure fact of his support abilities.
yeah, I know a lot of people running the Animus bounties who say take Mario as your third character, activate his buff, then hit auto, and you're probably in good shape.
Yeah, I've done that with Domingo. I'll do that with Domingo and just auto it. But yeah, he's a solid hero. You can farm him as well from legacy missions, so yeah, he's not too bad. Horatio, for me, probably up there with one of the best Helix Rift heroes you can get. I've put him in A just for the pure simple fact that I have extra trained him and he can solo Story 28. Just an absolute defensive unit. Nice stun ability that does quite a nice bit of damage. And his attack isn't the worst. I think his defense makes up for his slow weapon speed, but just an amazing and very good in the HQ for me. Like his intelligence is ridiculous. You want to promote a hero, throw him in now, and to rank him to level 50 as well because of his intelligence is just so quick.
Yeah, best health in the game, best defense in the game. I think his learning is only behind Altair. So yeah, very good at what he does. Like he is going to take a lot to take down. It's pretty much the only thing he does in a mission for you. You can put him through a bunch of rooms and soak up a bunch of damage, but yeah, like you say, he's not hitting especially hard. So for me, probably not varied enough to be any higher, but no, he's
Yeah,
good
I
at what
can understand that. He's not going to get you around the map, is he? He's not going to do anything else for you. He's just basically a damage sponge for the majority of it. It's just what you send in if you've got a few people in a room just to clear them out and make it a little bit easier for you. Right, Carvo next. I don't understand this one. I've got him in D. I can't stand him. I cannot stand him. He looks awesome, but excuse me, I can't stand him. I went to do a video on him and I took him into Story 27 as a level 45 and I don't think he made it past the first 3 enemies. He was shocking. He was shocking. Like, especially I think probably one of them did. It wasn't fair on him, I suppose, because he has got the passive ability where if he has more than one enemy in front of him, I think his attack is decreased, isn't it? It's kind of a thing where he doesn't do too well when he's surrounded by multiple enemies.
Yeah, it's got like a 20% crit chance boost when facing a single enemy, I think.
Yeah.
Something.
I know there's something that goes on that when he's up against multiple enemies, he just doesn't attack less. So his crit chance goes down. I knew there was something, but I didn't like him. So I'll let you take the wheel with this one and explain why you put him in the B class.
Yeah, so for me, very similar, another axe wielding DPS guy. So for me, similar to a Lucas. He hits pretty hard. He's got very good health. He's got very good defense. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, he's gonna, if you've got him fully leveled, maybe some ET, he'll be able to whack some folks in one hit. But same as others, really. Well, like once they start hitting back, he's nothing special. He's mediocre for me. He's not bad. He's not good.
He's got a nice HQ perk, doesn't he, where he reduces the cost of some of the materials you're crafting. So you do that on the Thursday bonus day. I think it's only 93,000 for like a tier 5 weapon or armor rather than the standard 120, I think. So he's all right in the HQ. He does that all right.
Yeah, he's just not special. He's just very average for me.
Right, Murat. I love. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I popped Murat down in the D. That was before he got his legendary weapon. I would probably now agree with you and put him in the B. Extremely amazing tanky hero, but you could literally spend 5 hours taking an enemy down with him.
Oh yeah.
That's the only thing that stops it. His agility isn't great either for a free runner.
Yeah, he's a really weird mix of a hero because he's a tank who's, yeah, like you say, with free running and the agility. So he's a bit of jack of all trades, really. Yeah, he doesn't do anything great, but he does a bunch of things okay. It's like you say, he'll be in a fight for days, but he can survive a fight if he's lucky enough.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
recently when I had him in a Helix Rift event, he could soak up so much damage, like it was ridiculous. But if you didn't crit, you were doing at times like 1,200 damage, and that's with his new weapon, and it was just so painful. It was just
yeah.
absolutely painful, and yeah, I mean, he looks awesome. He's got a very cool, unique ability where, like, you intimidate him when entering a fight, but for some reason they've made it only last for 2 ticks. So, like, that's the one thing in this game that's irritated me. Where there's quite a few abilities in this game that are very nice, but they only last for 2 ticks.
Yeah.
And a lot of fights, especially at endgame, last a hell of a lot longer than 2 ticks. So,
Mhm.
yeah, but all in all, I think B is somewhere to rank him. Obviously, I did that before he got the weapon. Now he's got the weapon, his damage has gone up by, because before that he was D. I don't think anybody could argue any differently. He was like, the weapons give him better defenses, better attacks, so he's kind of leveled out a little bit more. When I used
Yeah.
him previously, he was just a disgusting hero to use. I could not stand it. I could not stand it. Right, Aya, you've got her in B. I've put her in A. Um, I I can make a case of kind of agreeing with you a little bit. I think the only reason I put her in the A tier was the Asp Venom ability
Mhm.
is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Is just amazingly good, but she can't take a hit to save her life.
Mm.
I mean, I think in one of the Mask of the Abyss Heat Drift event for Apollodorus, when she was a sync hero, I think I took 600-700 damage in one hit.
Yeah, she's super squishy. I wanted to like her more, to be honest. I really like Aya from Origins. It's just, yeah, you're giving me stealth, you're giving me free running. It's not a whole lot more there. The Asp Venom would be so much better if it was on a cooldown rather than 3 charges, but yeah,
Yeah,
I wanted her to be slightly better than what she is, really.
yeah, you can't stack the Asp Venoms either. I tried that, which is a shame. You can't actually stack them on top of each other. So when you use it on the final boss in Story 28, you've only got the one. I mean, if you could apply 2 of them, game over. But I do like her. She sneaks past people well. She gets around the map well. She hits reasonably hard. I think she's got the ability where she strikes twice. Am I right in saying that? I think she's got that ability.
Yeah, yeah, the dual wielder, yeah.
Yeah, so she does that quite nicely. But yeah, it's just extremely squishy. So I can understand why she's sitting in this class from your perspective. Um, right, Najma, I put her in C. On paper, this hero could be S class,
Hmm.
but she just has not got the damage output to warrant it, and she's a bit squidgy as well. I mean, she can lockpick, she can disarm traps, she can assassinate reasonably well, but on paper she can bleed and poison the enemy, but yet it just still takes you an age to get somebody down.
Yeah, I remember when Najma was announced and they announced the skill set. It was so exciting. We all thought she was going to be better than Lupo. You looked at the skill set and you're like, she has everything. And then you take her into a fight and she's just got nothing going for her. She's, yeah, super squishy, hits like a noodle, terrible health. Like, yeah, just
Yeah, I think
real letdown.
if any hero could benefit from a legendary weapon and an intelligent weapon designed by them, it's Najma, because I think
Mm.
she could be easily S class if they just sorted out the attack values and actually, she should melt people, bleeding and poisoning them at the same time. She should melt them. It's as simple as
Mhm.
that, but she doesn't, unfortunately. Shakira, yeah, I think I've ranked him B. I ranked him B. Oh, I ranked him C. That was probably a little harsh. I think that's a little harsh. He's not as squishy as I thought he was. I think his base attack is very lackluster, though. That's the one thing. If you don't crit, you're not doing too much damage. But his marked for death skill, I enjoy using. And when he does, the fact that basically, apart from his basic attack, you can get 2 attacks off at the start of a fight to actually take out multiple enemies. So I think I was a little harsh, actually. I probably would go with you and probably move him up a tier, I think.
Yeah, he's a bit of a hybrid, isn't he? He's AoE, which is great, and then his agility is good for an AoE, but again, he's not doing anything great. It's just a nice combination of skills, really. He's never going to last room after room after room, but yeah, he's kind of does a little bit of everything, but doesn't do anything particularly well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm using him in the current Helix Rift event, and he has helped me out a fair bit in now. Granted, I don't think I've taken him into too many fights, but his agility, as you said, for somebody who has that damage output, isn't the worst. It's got me out of trouble a few times. So right, Yusuf next. You've put him B. I've put him S. I love Yusuf. I think he's the best navigator in the game still. I think with his throwing knife ability, the fact that you're guaranteed initiative basically every single fight is just priceless. He gains a fury ability after losing X amount of health up to 5. So I think it's 7% per fury. So I think he can get up to 35% more attack. You can buff his agility if it is lackluster a bit, but for me, he's still the best navigator in the game for me.
I think a lot of people like him more than I do. I think a lot of people would put him at least A. Yeah, he's obviously a fantastic navigator. I like his skill combo. I like throwing knife and being able to follow it up with retaliate. That's great. His armor lets him down, I feel. The Light Hawk is a really bizarre armor choice for a free runner. It gives like extra dexterity or something useless.
Yeah, that's always fun when they put that on an armor, isn't it? Like something that the hero just doesn't need.
Yeah, so he's obviously a great navigator. He's pretty good in a fight. And that will get you pretty far. Like if you go into story 28, I'm sure that'll get you to the last room because they're valuable skills. It's just, yeah, it just doesn't really give me enough once he gets into a fight. Navigating is handy, but yeah, maybe he's borderline A. Not for me, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, that's understandable. I mean, for me, another reason why he's S class is he's very easily farmable. So I think for people to get hold of him is a lot easier than most. So
yeah, definitely. When you get to region 4, definitely go for him.
Yeah. Right, Jara. I've ranked her in B as well. I heard a lot of trash talking about this hero before I 5-starred her. I don't think she's that bad at all. Grandmaster assassination ability. Does quite well with the lethality as it is. Not bad in a fight. Just, yeah, a solid hero. Like, if I see her in a Helix Rift event, I'm not overly sad.
No, she's very much a Ezio copy-paste on the skill set. So you're getting your assassinations, you're getting your 2 guaranteed chances, so Al Mualim can stay at home. Free running, yeah, like, it's a very solid skill set. She's been a sync hero a bunch in like Eagle's Shadow, I think. And she'll get you through a bunch of rooms with those skill sets. She's not going to win a whole lot of fights, but I don't think you really need her to.
Yeah, for me, with an assassin's class, I think if they can handle themselves, if they fail 1 or 2 assassinations, for me is kind of a mark of a decent assassin. Like, if they can handle themselves, if they fail it, say on 2 occasions, because they're obviously not designed to go in there and beat people up. They're assassins. And I think that's something that a lot of people kind of get confused with when rating heroes. That I think everyone is like, well, everyone in S class should be somebody who can mow straight through story 28 without even breathing. You know what I mean? As that's not always the case. For me, she's very, she can handle herself in a fight. If you do fail an assassination attempt, and she gets you through the map all right. So yeah, I kind of agree with you on that. Luciano's next. I love him. I really do. Great HQ perk. The only thing that lets him down is the damage off of the stun. The stun is immense. Like, it lasts so long, but like I think I've even been on because when I do my streams, I go through all the difficulties on the Helix Drift events, and I believe that I think even on the very first ADAPS level or novice or beginner, that ability doesn't one hit an enemy KO, doesn't one OK him. Just very. I think that's the only thing that stops him. When he crits, his poison's very good. His lethality is pretty decent. His dexterity isn't too bad. But yeah, I think B is probably the highest he could ever go, I think.
Yeah, Luciano is another one. When I hit Region 4, I was hoping he was an upgrade for like Aguilar, because he's got the free running, but then I got hold of him and his free run checks are pretty awful. The stun is great. It's really frustrating stunning someone and then swinging and missing them 3 of the 4 times or something.
I've noticed that a fair amount. Yeah, you can miss quite a lot.
Yeah, but no, handy skill set. You can assassinate. If you can get into a couple of fights with that stun in front, you're probably going to be in good shape. But yeah, not fantastic, not bad.
Yeah, I think B is probably the best he could really ever hope for, I think. Mary Reid. I mean, I don't overly know too much about her. I mean, I've played her, I've put her in B as well. What I played of her, she seems to have fairly decent attack. Not bad checks on the disarming traps, but she's bugged at the minute with the ability of she gives your opponent, allies health on lockpicks and unlocking doors. It doesn't work on unlocking doors at the minute for some reason. But yeah, not bad. Can obviously give your team a little bit of a health bump. Can disarm traps and take somebody else out afterwards. She's got the bracer pistol skills. Am I right in saying that as well?
Yeah, 3 shots with boots on.
Yeah, so I think for that reason, the fact that you've actually now got a disarmer that can disarm a trap and then actually take out an enemy afterwards, I think is just valuable, I think, in the state of the disarm class.
Yeah, it's another Swiss Army knife character like Najma, who, if you've got disarming and you're lockpicking chests, great. She's a free runner, great. Obviously, doesn't have a proper T5 weapon. She's got the Xiphos, but that's not really going to get you very far. I wanted to like her a bunch more. I hope she would be slightly better with that toolkit, but maybe once she gets a T5 weapon, we'll see.
Yeah, it's still the just use Lupo syndrome, though, isn't it? Really, to be fair to you, when it comes to the disarming traps. Did we rank this hero the same? We did. This hero is another favourite hero of mine. I love him. Is it Baltasar? Is that how you're saying it? Baltasar?
Yeah, Baltasar. Yeah.
Yeah. I love him. The thing I love about him is he plays different to most heroes in the game in the fact that you increase his defense, his attack goes up, and I love that. It's a different mechanic, and for bursting down a room or two while these are active, so obviously you just give himself the armor buff, the defense buff. Sorry, you can obviously use other heroes to help buff his defense anyway. But I just love the fact that when you scale his defense up and activate that ability, his attack is increased by his defense, and he can literally just mow for a room. Great stun ability. When it crits, it can do like 6k damage. Leave him stunned for at least 2 ticks. And yeah, I think he's a very fun, bursty hero to play with a good defense as well.
Yeah, can't argue with that. Very good in short stints for sure. Obviously, he's not doing a lot besides fighting. But yeah, a nice hero, a nice fighter. Obviously, we've got a bunch of those in the game, so he's not really going to stand out.
No,
I must say, Raven26 will be very mad if I say we missed Louis on our way through.
Oh, did we? Oh, right. Well, just say, well, at least he might watch the video all the way through now. Just one more thing on Baltasar. He's just one of them that when he's a Helix Rift event hero, it's not the end of the world. I quite enjoy it. That's the one thing I do like about it. It's just an opportunity to use him. We did forget Lewis. I've got distracted by the Murat. Lewis, I love Lewis. The fact that he's now been given a T5 weapon, I think, is amazing. There was an event recently where he was, I think it was the Mask of the Abyss, where he was a sync hero and people were taking him in to lockpick their chests. And he struggled massively. Like, I don't think anybody could really, without loads and loads of extra training, successfully get through Grandmasters 5 with him. But for some, he is an awesome hero. For him, like for me, Lewis and Louise just go hand in hand. Just get them as soon as you can. He'll disarm traps for you. He'll lockpick for you. He'll get you around the map. He's not bad in a fight. His stun ability, I don't understand, because you literally hit them to stun them and then they just smack you back in the face. I've never understood that stun ability. I don't know what the point of it is. But his weapon speed is very fast. And for somebody coming into the game who wants to get through the first 4 regions, he's a must as well.
Yeah, agree with all of the above. Yeah, if you're new to the game, you've got Aguilar, grab Louis, grab Louisa, Gaspar, Beatriz, and you're away. I picked up the game fairly early on, and his stun worked back in the day, and it was better then. But yeah, he's so useful. First 4 regions, he'll probably dip his toe into region 5. But yeah, a lot of love for the boy.
Yeah, I think with the addition of a T5 weapon now, I think he could possibly step up into region 5 fairly comfortably. I think for at least the first 2, 3, probably the first 2 missions quite easily.
Yeah.
You know, it's great to see some rare heroes obviously get the love in and get some of the weapons that, you know, will make them more viable and more fun to use for people who obviously can't grind out the epics and the legendaries. And obviously the fact that we have this separate hero pool, as in you can only get some in cubes and legacy missions, you can only get some in Helix Rift events. I think the more accessible heroes that do have these T5 weapons, the more fun people have with the game, because they're not reliant on a particular hero. I think that's the worst thing in a game, when you've got a bit of content in front of you that you need a specific hero for, and that is it. I like the fact that they, you know, give these rare heroes the T5 weapon that they can use, which then makes them viable for the content that you need to get through.
Yeah, Louis great for sure. There's a reason he's there in the HQ after you complete Story 28. I think he's a fan favorite.
Yeah, I do enjoy him as well. So yeah, so that was us wrapping up the Tier B class. So yeah, absolutely amazing. So this is actually generally a goodbye to Rob. We've done 3 tiers tonight, so we'll start one on in a couple of, probably in a week's time or so. But yeah, we'll be releasing this obviously in, you know, as we have done already. So just, I want to say thank you ever so much, Rob, really, for popping along for this call. It's been absolutely amazing. It really has been, to like finally speak to the person who actually really did help me through like Assassin's Creed when, you know, I first started the game out. Like obviously Animus.mobi was an amazing tool for me to do. I think when I only had like 87 subscribers or something like that, I did a video on it. I bought you a cup of coffee, and yeah, just the work you do for the community in general, man, is just nice. It's a lot of effort goes into this. I mean, I struggle at times keeping up with doing content on the channel just because life gets in the way. And the job you've done on Animus.mobi is honestly fantastic, mate. And it's a pleasure talking to you. It really is. So yeah, thanks everything that you do for the community, dude. And yeah, hopefully we'll have a few more collaborations after this tier list is finished at some point.
Yeah, man. No, thanks for having me. Love the show. Let's get those 1,000 subscribers, people. Let's get it going. Let's help each other.
Hopefully, yeah. Well, considering the official Discord's got like 6,000 people in it, I'm like, come on, just 500 of you, just do it.
That's what happened, guys.
Yeah, it'll be cool. But no, thanks ever so much. Apologies for this being quite long. Obviously, this was one of the biggest classes, probably the biggest tier class, because of this is where most heroes fall in between. So yeah, thank you ever so much for everybody popping in. Thanks again, Rob. Take care, everybody. You stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Good night.